Yes, Sai, he's going to join in 2 minutes.
Awesome.
So,
Sounds good.
so yeah. Meanwhile, I think you're clear about the client expectation here, right, Sai? This is a contract role. As of now, it's 5 to 6 months.
Okay.
Don't see a possibility of extension, but could be extended. I mean, they can also go from contract to hire also if they like the performance of the person. And, there are some positions and some technologies that make their way into the team, right? So if that is the case with you, then probably LTI may want to hire you full time also. But that is like, we are talking about the future.
I know. Of course, it makes sense.
So, yeah, for this role, the candidate needs to be 100% on site 5 days a week.
Right. Yeah.
Where are you?
Well, I'm in Dallas, Texas, but I know the position is in Washington, so that's not a big issue for me to, relocate the position. I'm not married as of now, so I can, because I'm traveling all over the places wherever they get. Before I used to live in California. Last year I got project in Houston, Texas, so I moved to Texas. And actually the project, you know what, I mean, it actually, they're planning to take the full timer, I mean, contract to high position, but the thing was they're not giving sponsorship. So that's the reason I'm leaving this project. I mean, they're only taking contractors to full timers, but without giving sponsorship. I'm an H1B guy, so I don't think so it's possible. So, but yeah, it was a good project though, like exactly 1 year.
So where are you right now?
I'm
in which client?
I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Client?
British Petroleum, which is in Houston, Texas.
Okay. They have a huge office there in Texas.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's like hybrid position. Like 2 weeks in a month, I have to go to Houston. So my friends and cousins lives in Dallas, so it is like 3 to 4 hours from here. But whenever I get whole weeks, I'll go in the Monday morning and I'll stay up there like Thursday evening, and I'll come back again to Dallas. So that's what I'm doing from past 1 year.
Okay, and now you're saying that they are converting this opportunity into full time, and they are not looking to sponsor any candidate. So they will be looking at visa independent candidates.
Right. You got it, Joe. So that's the main reason.
Okay. What are your experiences with routers and switches? See, Chinmay is from our technical team. He will be screening you technically for this role.
Sure. I mean, I got more experience from routing and switching. I've been working from last 3 to 4 quarters, which is like more than 5 to 6 years. So, I'm much into the routing and switching, I can say. And also, I'm the only person. We are like, 7 people. In my team, so I'm the only person from the Houston. The other, it's in Denver, the main headquarters in. So, we're going to be, discounted routing and switching on the runtime parameters. So actually working on the checkpoint and also, the Cisco ASA and Palo Alto firewall environment. So, and also working on routing, like I mentioned, in terms of, those routing and switching, on the production servers or, production checks and also working upon writing Cisco iOS.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah. Hi, Chinmay, you were talking, but we couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay.
Hi, Chinmay. How are you?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, Chinmay. So, Chinmay, you can take it forward from here. I have spoken to Sai Krant about the role and client expectation.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Saikant, how are you? Can we start?
Yeah, Chinmay. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. How are you? How are you doing?
Yeah, so far so good. Okay, can you brief me about yourself?
My introduction. So, I've got like in US I got like 6 years of experience. So coming to my roles and responsibility, I want to say that I got more more hands-on experience on networking, IP switching, routing, and routing and switching, like I mentioned before. I've been giving support to the networking team, and also got experience in analyzing and design of the filters on the Cisco part, and and also mainly on the Juniper models as well. And also I've been working upon the load balancers, FI, LTM, and GTM, and these are more than 600 users for the corporate applications. And also I've been responsible for the checkpoint, and I've been working on the most part of firewalls. So sometimes I provide remote support to the on-site engineers, like who are the customers, like configuring routing equipment, and also firewalling as well. um, and also my day-to-day responsible. Sometimes I've been talking with the customers, whatever, get the tickets to solve the issues in the panorama, like read-only access, or like whatever they want to do. So and also I've been experienced on this mainly. I mean, my agenda, like one of the another thing I have to do in my role is like replacing the switches with an old ones to new one, which is 930.0.0 switches, Cisco. Mm. And also I have good experience in writing the iOS XR, and also and Catalyst upgrading the case whenever we get the depends on the customer production requirement. So sometimes this need to speak with the LT people, which is like AT&T or Verizon. I've been involved in the call as well, like troubleshooting the issues. And also I've been troubleshooting while installation it might through remotely, like I mentioned, on on-site engineers. um, well, yeah, I mean, these are the main things I've been working on. And also I've been working on setting up on the VPN stuff as well, when it comes to the firewalling or anything, the routing protocols, which like the BGP or DHCP, like everything. I've been involving everything with the team, and yeah, I mean, these are the main things. I can go through more if you want me to, but
Yeah, okay. So I'll be asking question on switching, routing, and wireless technology.
sure.
I'll start with switching technology. So you said you have worked on 9300 switches, right?
Yes, I do.
Have you worked on Nexus 5K, 7Ks, 9Ks?
Yeah, I worked on Nexus 5K. I mean 5K, 7K. So
Okay.
basically, I'm in my experience, I've been working on both Nexus 5K series or 7K series, like setting up the database to connect with the undefined work, and also for the installation and operation and configuration as well. So I will also work when switching the ports or various operation, in terms of a simple product management. And also I've been working on seizing uh, the Cisco.
Have you configured Ether channel?
I did with my team. Yeah, I did.
How do you configure Ether channel on the Nexus, and how do you verify it?
Well, basically, on the Nexus, I would like to say, first I'll actually go to the blue channel. Further, I actually like go in different aggregation, like multiple channel features. So it recreates, right? It recreates a logical interface, and say they're in the uh, uh, whenever the rejection port channel interface. So that will actually first define. And when it comes to when it comes to define the VLAN interface on the top of that. So first of all, we have.
No. How do you configure an Ether channel? What are the commands to configure the Ether channel, and how do you verify if the Ether channel is up or not on the Nexus switches and on the 9300 switches?
Yes. Okay, the both of them. So basically, when it comes to Nexus switches, uh, first of all, they are like multiple community will be running further. So we actually have the port channel modes. So we'll do a switch configure terminal. So yeah, I mean we actually enter into the global configuration mode. So we have to configure terminal, which will enter the global tech travel more than step two. Like actually. So that you want to add add the, I mean, the step two would be like add to the channel configuration group. So after that is done, though, and the third step would be is to go ahead with the configure the interface to the layer 2 access point, which is like switch port. And after that, we consider the interface as a layer to the transport, and also we'll be using the switch port mode trunk. After that, and the next step would be like, we'll consider the necessary parameters for a layer 2 transport. And next would be like, we'll go and try to work on channel group, and set the mode like using the channel group channel. And also, when um, and then, um, and initially, it allows the policy programmer, to continue with the port to come up with the policy. Those policies are transferring or not, and then we
How do
have.
you verify if the ether channel is up or not?
How do you ask me, like, how do you verify?
Yes.
So in the Cisco, so it's like we can verify the, we can verify interface. We have to log into the switch. We have to log into the switch for fallen, and also um, uh, verify the channel, that which is in 3560. For example, let's say, that, so I'll actually go and work with the source or destination, like MAC load balancing.
No. Which show command you will use to verify the ether channel?
With source command.
Which show command? There are show commands in Cisco,
Right,
right?
right. Yeah. So I can, yeah, yeah, for so command, it's like test ether channel, load balance, and interface port channel, and then we can go with IP. That's a command we can use for that. And
To verify the ether channel.
we can verify it on, Excel with somebody who is that, we can also, what's that? So for verifying, we can also
Okay, how do you configure a VLAN on the switch?
for configuring VLAN, so for configuring, we have to verify in this case. So um, on to try it on, we can also, for the VLAN, we can also look into the port channel, whether it's okay in this case, or it's fortunate, which one up and which one is up. And
How do you configure simple VLAN on the switch?
just a simple VLAN. So for configuring VLAN on the switch, and we can do actually, first we need to log into Cisco switch. That's a step one. And we actually define the SSH ports, right? So SSH port, and create the level of VLAN database, so that, the switch port of the VLAN then be like transport to the native, and also allow to the VLANs list, like, and it show the commands, the VLAN.
Have
So
you have you got a chance to upgrade the Cisco iOS and the NX OS?
yes, I
Can
do.
you walk me through the process on
So,
both the Catalyst switch
and
and NX OS?
and that's okay, the catalyst. So basically, when we work on the Cisco iOS upgrade, so, so first of all, I actually did, basic thing, the basic backup and transfer the file from, TFTP server to the flash memory, and then I check if the file has been transferred out the, executing the command. So later continuing that, from there, uh, I actually go and look at the show flash command, which will show me whether it's flash there, and then configure the switch to the load the new iOS version. In that, if you reboot the system, the old iOS file will be loaded, and then from there we'll proceed to the reload in the starting, like in the new file. And um, and for the boot system command, and then we can save the configuration when we load the device. So you can also verify the newer version of iOS, which has been used for, by issuing the show version command. So once that is done, so we can actually working on configuration, let everything given, the same application, that is the version.
How do you check the integrity of the iOS?
How do?
How do you check the integrity of the iOS?
Well, for the iOS, so basically, I would like to, I mean, my point of view, I would like to, so agenda like integrity, and actually do some else checks inside the iOS. So I can actually going to look at the least version name, and the, Saturn of the command, and the and and the contribution parameters, like whatever which we upgrade to choose the iOS software image, right? So we can have, the MT5 validation, which we can check, integrate of the iOS. So that we can use those validation. Um, and also,
Okay. Have you configured quality of service on the Cisco switches?
I do.
Can you walk me through the process?
So first of all, after the call, sometimes use multiple uh, for the to raise them. So we actually define the Cisco shipping and policy. So first of all, we'll go and read about the the internet solution for normal classification of packets, and from there we can validate them with the configuration. So the Cisco shipping policy, which can classify packets and apply appropriate appropriate data, is encrypted for the VPN. So for actual configuration, and we need to check the runtime data, and then from there, um, uh, we can also get the packet classification. So once we get that, we can easily land, which is allowed to be service policy for the web interface. From there, you have this thing. You have DSCP based on uh, the thing. We can.
When do you configure service policy?
When do we? So it basically uh, um, to compare, whenever we want to compare the service policy. So first we have to go whether the switch is not having any kind of different functional difference between traffic, shaping a traffic policy, sometimes a policy, or output rate. So in this case, you can have the uh, uh, um, so most probably
Okay. I'll ask some questions on routing. Which routing protocol you are comfortable working with?
BGP. um,
Okay. What is BGP?
uh, it's a bridgeway gateway protocol, and it internally, I mean, you're asking like how it works, like whenever we
Oh, what is BGP? Just what is BGP?
you're asking about definition. So
Yeah.
it's a routing protocol. It reachable to information routes from multicast IP to different VPN interdomain routing protocols, and also designed for providing mainly between separate domains to the neighbor, and also
What is the concept of AS in BGP?
Oh, so in the BGP, I would like to say, so autonomic system is actually it's like a protocol that enables the internet exchange routing information between autonomous system and the and interact between each other. So they actually need to communicate. They actually need to communicate and peering whatever it occurs to possible do it, and it has and as the central actually interact with each other. So we actually interact. So that's uh, AS in the BGP.
Okay. Can you explain the BGP route selection process?
The process of BGP, sure. Well,
BGP route selection process.
so yeah, the BGP route selection process. Yes, I would like to say that BGP, its best path definition is it's IP routing table, and it also use the traffic forwarding policy inside that. So basically any BGP best path algorithm decides, or which is the best path to installing the IP routing table, and it can use for the traffic forwarding as well. So and this in this case, some ports are not considered as a candidate, like a candidate the best part. So typically I can say BGP prefix routers can be ignored in some circumstances, uh, when it is enabled, I mean. So there must be match for the prefix in the IP configuration and table. In order to use for internal BGP, I can say, so we have to consider the valid path data. So from there, we can actually work on the circumstantial data and pull them on the autonomous system, right on the runtime environment.
Okay. How does BGP handle path attributes and route advertisement.
Okay. So so BGP had the path attributes to the route. It basically it has been it defines by attribute solution for the path as whereas the BGP switch selects the best part. In that case the system.
What are the attributes of BGP?
What are the attributes of BGP? So BGP basically it has various attributes like we also have no advertising, no export. Uh, in a local, we also have in internet, and some of the other attributes includes it it basically manage XML attribute categories. So we have optional transitive. So we'll known. Uh, um, we also have the optional transitive and the non-transitive for the BGP attributes, and
Okay. What is the concept of BGP peering and its significance?
okay, fine, that's a good question. So BGP peering is actually for peering. So it's basically I can say uh, it it's like it's like tries to initiate TCP connection to a BGP peer, and also listens to a new connector from from router, if you know or said if you know anything like the BGP to go back from the ideal state in a second. I mean it's like in a second time. So they are connected in set of 60 seconds. It must have commit to uh, uh, zero before anytime connection gonna fail. So BGP peering creates mutual beneficial traffic exchange relation between like two independent autonomous systems. So that will happen in every situation, useful for the any service data and call log. It's like kind of seconds. So this relationship has to be primary benefit of reducing transit costs and equipment. Um, and also this peer configuration increasing the route dependence by reducing the dependence of the transit providers.
Okay. What is the purpose of BGP communities?
Well, it basically uh, the BGP communities are actually in a kind of uh, um, uh, using the runtime environment, I can say. So it's like bit of extra information we can add, like one or more bug fixes and advertise BGPs and in VC community. It's an optional trans to BGP attributes. That is actually recognized as like what BGP peers.
BGP communities are tags and labels.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an
I
option.
was expecting that. Okay. How does BGP handle route flapping?
Flapping. Okay. So BGP, it's like something what will happen. Describe the situation in which where the BGP system in the maximum number of unread messages to advertise. Put in the reachability. So basically, it's happening in the in that occurs on the BGP routing information for a particular route, and it changes rapidly inside in application data, and also you can under the switches, it can cause out oscillations, which can lead into definitely packet loss and other problems also. So there are two main types, which was happening, transist and persistent. So you know it changes in the complete routing information, I can say. Yeah.
How do you mitigate route flapping in BGP?
In BGP, so so in BGP, I can say can be
How
done,
do you mitigate? How do you mitigate route flapping in BGP?
so we we can mitigate by adding some of the services. We can actually add some of the customer health checks, like so basically flap flap damping is a method reduce the number of messages sent between the BGP peers, and they will be reducing the load of those peers without advertising any route
Okay.
convergence.
What is the difference between BGP and EIGRP?
Oh, okay. So the difference would be in the main difference, I can say. So BGP is like uh, optimized for routing between uh, uh, it's like a it BGP is like routing between our diverse EIGRP, and EIGRP is like it's well suited for routing. There more than uh, what exactly difference?
Is BGP is the external protocol or internal protocol?
Sorry. So basically, BGP is a protocol. It's an external protocol.
And EIGRP?
EIGP, it is a internal protocol. BGP, yeah, EIGP is internal protocol.
So that is the difference. Okay.
That is one of the difference. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and also second difference you can say BGP is a path vector and EIGRP is a link state routing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay. So, have you worked on Cisco wireless technology?
I do.
What Cisco wireless LAN controller model you have worked on?
Well, I worked on LAN controller module. So it actually so it was actually one of the business for the WLC. So so I mean I didn't get your question. Sorry. So
which LAN controller model you have worked on?
WLC.
Cisco controller model.
I've been working on the and Cisco 520 controller. It would be like designing medium to small, and also I worked upon cat 900 Catalyst 900 controllers, which are mm, which are added and save time data. The difference I can say.
Have you worked on Cisco 9800 controllers?
I do work on 9800 controller.
So what is the difference between 5520 and 9800 controllers?
Well, 98 controller is it like we can easily configure from the scratch by hot patching, and also depends on the cliff upgrades. Well, the main difference I can say is between those two is like more interface with other services. In this case of Cisco, so Cisco faction, they are like bantam of tool, like highly scalable and service, which is definitely a flexible platform. There is also the controller, it has like 100 gigabit model, which is having which is boosted up for the updates for the large enterprise, and also for
there is a iOS difference between the two controllers. Cisco Catalyst 9800 controllers runs on iOS XE.
Yes,
and
yes.
5520 controller runs on iOS only.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you upgraded the Catalyst 9800 controllers?
I did.
How do you upgrade the 9800 controllers?
Well, so for that, first of all, we have to basically we will learn to do like.
Have you upgraded the iOS controller to CLI or through GUI?
I did to CLI.
Okay.
So it was actually related to the command line interface, right? So yeah. So in this first thing I have to do and take backups on some of the services. So in the Cisco and Idea can get less servers, right? So it's a good idea to get the hot patching. So I prefer CLI definitely. It's actually related to command line interface. So for India is I can say I was able to run the upgrade into the backup of the US version, the version I can say, and also and also we have to check if the file is transferred successfully the router by exchanging the commands and instruct the switch to the load the new files, and once that is done.
I'll give you one scenario. If someone complains about weak Wi-Fi, right, how do you troubleshoot that?
Through radio server. First of all, I'll check what kind of network interface in this case. And also I'll check with the client, like some X person who has turned on and responding to the listed on the WLC's list. And once it is done, I'll actually check if the client is completely unable to connect, if there is any possibility of video of APS did. So I'll make sure then HCP service operation reachable from the access point. So then it can be as I mean, it should not be like exhausted, right? So IP address. So to gain power and signal and channel in the channels, I'll check in the channel settings in the AP, and also verify access policy running in the code. Um, uh, and it can also check the preparation and memory utilizations on the case, by specifying the sessions, and that's what we have to do immediately.
Okay. Which Cisco access point model you have worked on?
Well, I worked upon coming to the access point. I I worked upon um, you know um, wireless controller.
Have you worked on Cisco DNA?
Cisco DNA. I do. Yes. So
What
it's
you have worked on Cisco DNA?
well in Cisco DNA when I was working with this. So I worked like so whenever we're able to work on the Cisco DNA, like we have to we have to template in the specific services on like a person like you for the data used for the services in which in the controller. So we are able to work when we able to work on Cisco DNA. So we have to know like management system in which levels then execute and automate the metric operations, and it also know the central data and enable the management of the connection network, like the network on the service, and also deliver the automation security and prospective monitor data for the policy driven approach.
Have you upgraded Cisco DNA?
I'm a part of it. I did, yes.
Through
So
CLI or through GUI?
so I'm sorry. So in Cisco
Did
DNA,
you upgrade Cisco DNA through CLI or through graphical user interface?
so I did with graphical user interface.
No CLI.
No, actually,
Okay. Have you worked on Cisco Prime?
Cisco Prime, uh, not completely but partially. Yes, I did.
Cisco CMX?
Yeah, I do.
What you have worked on Cisco CMX?
Cisco CN. So when it comes to like sometimes and whenever creating various kinds of like designing applications, or when it comes to uh, uh, reframing the like features, um, so and all, and also when it comes to device like uh, what's that.
Have you worked on Cisco ICE?
Actually, I'm about to, but I didn't, as of now, no. I mean, those are like, I
Okay.
didn't get a chance to work on Cisco IS.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any questions for me, Saitam?
Well, Chinmay, I mean, I only have questions like how it will be, if everything like how it will be the day-to-day activities, and what exactly. I know because whatever mentioned in JD, it will be like more or less once we get the organization, like I have whatever faced the previous projects as well. So just like day-to-day team culture, like team size.
Yeah. So we require engineer who has hands-on expertise on routing, switching, and wireless technology.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 data centers, HQ1 and HQ2. We have 2,000 users, and we have Nexus 7K, 5K, 9K, Catalyst 9300s,
Mm-hmm.
and Cisco in wireless technology. We have Cisco solution end-to-end, Cisco DNAC, Cisco Prime, Cisco CMX, Cisco WLAN 9800 controllers, and all those things.
Right, right. Awesome. Like most probably on the Cisco and wireless part, Cisco wireless part.
Correct.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's it from my end, Chinmay. But yeah, it was good.
Okay, thank you. Shilpa, you are there?
Yes, I'm there, Chinmay.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Saika. Me and Chinmay will,
Yeah, please.
discuss regarding the feedback,
Sure.
and then I'll get back.